was preaching the revival over there is the one that I got saved under and received the Holy Ghost. And I was there the day, even though he had been preaching a while, I was there when he got the Holy Ghost. And he's the one I said looked like Barney Fife after he was done. He was running everywhere. No shoes on, hair all messed up, and his shirt out and everything. But that's what happens when the Holy Ghost comes on you, because you do things you don't normally do. Amen. And but boy, I'll tell you what, it's been a good revival. We've been talking about the end times and how it's time to get ready to meet the Lord, because, you know, many years people have been talking about it, but the pastors know it's at the door. It's ready to happen. So if you're not in, you need to get in, because once the door shuts, you don't get in. You know, and just like with Noah, once that door was shut. We rented that movie, Noah, and I'll tell you what, we had to turn the thing off, because I couldn't believe it. The Fallen Angels was trying to make people feel sorry for them in that movie. He said, we want to go back to heaven, but he won't let us go. And Nick said, I said, that's enough of that movie. But I guess it was a big blockbuster, but people loved it, so that's how deceived a lot of people are. But the old devil got their eyes blinded. We need to pray that God will open their eyes and let them see, like he did for Elijah and his servants. He said, open their eyes. And they saw God's holy army camped all around the hillside with chariots on fire. You can't get close to the Lord unless you get caught on fire. I tell you what, they came straight out of heaven. I must have brushed right up against the throne, because there's still a flame when they hit the earth. And I tell you what, that's how we are once we get that far of the Holy Ghost. I tell you what, you can't hardly shut that down. I tell you, even when it's time to go to bed at night, I still got to calm down and get myself down to where I can go to sleep at night, because I'm still thinking about Jesus all the time. You wouldn't believe it, but me and old Nick, we have some church services right there in his apartment. We have them right there. He'll come to me, he told me a story about, he was on the internet and he was reading about old history, because my kids love history and all that animal stuff. And he said that 3 men were writing books during Jesus' time. They were not religious or nothing. They had nothing to do with the Bible. And they wrote Jesus into their books. They said there's a man coming through today. They call him Jesus. He's got a following that follows after him. They say he's going to be crucified. And they put that in their books. Nothing to do with the Bible. They had just written books and told about a man coming through their town called Jesus. And I thought, now ain't that awesome? That right there is proof that Jesus really did walk them walks and go to them towns that he said he was going through. Because them authors put him in their books. A man named Jesus is passing through today. He's got a huge following. And they put it, I guess you can look them up and read about them on the internet, read the books, and see where they mention Jesus. But I thought that was awesome. But anyway, I want to say I love the Lord. I'm looking for deeper things from God, to walking deeper with him, and just getting ready to go up when he calls. I'm going to be ready. Keeping that old lamp just shining, and I tell you what, when he appears, I tell you, it's going to be something. They said it's going to be like a burning, flaming fire when you see Jesus appear in the sky. I tell you, it's going to be so bright. Like we're saying, you can look on the sun, but you got to look away. But Jesus is going to shine brighter than that sun. He's going to light up there, and you'll know that he's coming, because it ain't going to be none of this here silent stuff. I read where there's going to be trumpets that sounded, and I tell you, I read where there's going to be a blast of a trumpet, and I tell you, I heard where there's going to be a sound of the archangel. He's going to be shouting, and I tell you, it says Jesus comes forth like a lion out of heaven. Amen. And that's going to be noisy. That's going to be noisy. It's going to be so noisy, it's going to wake the dead over across the road. Amen. They're going to wake up when they hear him come forth with a shout. But for those of you that ain't ready, you got a home. And the old devil's just waiting on you. So I tell you what, make sure you're ready. We're getting close.
Glory. Hallelujah.
I was drinking and sink so far in misery, and I need someone that'll come and rescue me. 'Cause if I were the one, God's only Son would have died on Calvary. And if I were the one, He would have suffered and died to save an old drunk like me. 'Cause I kept going back and running around and tearing up the town. I was lost, but now I'm back. The old preacher over there asked me a question. He said, "Bruce, is it the same as it was when you first got saved?" And I tell you what, I couldn't answer it because all I did was sit back here and cry. I was shipwrecked. I was stunned. I was even left for dead. Pray for me that I'll be able, when God calls, that I'll be one of those that gets to go. I'll tell you, we don't have to sit around and worry about it, but boy, I'll tell you what, I don't want to miss it. I'm used to that, that's all right. Good enough. Good enough. That's how I was when me and Mom was talking about Jesus on the phone. Who's really getting into it, and the phone went dead. I tell you, son, old Prince of Powers of the airways, the air, he does that. Yeah, he'll shut you off in a minute. But I tell you what, we got to turn them back on. Turn them back on. And let Jesus say it. Oh, it's a fight. It's a fight right up until we live. My little Aunt Elsie said, before she died, she heard him stomping through her trailer, back and forth, saying, "Curse God and die because He gave you that cancer." And she'd lay there on that little old couch and she'd hear him walking up and down her little trailer just a stomping. At night, late at night, the old devil just a stomping. Coming whispering things in her ear. "Why are you laying here still praising God? Why don't you just curse Him? He gave you that cancer." And you know little Aunt A, that's what we call her, Aunt A. She endured clear up to the end. And she got the victory. And one day we're going to get to see her out in God's glory land. Now this is a testimony. It's called a nickel. I didn't have a nickel at one time, believe it or not. I was living out on the streets. I drank so much. Me and the girl I ran around with, they were going to put us in the Blue Book. If anybody's been in treatment, you know what the Blue Book is. It's a book of stories of alcoholics and drug addicts that made it out, and they're still alive today. And they was going to put our story in there, but we got too drunk to where they couldn't find us to write it. But anyway, God brought me out. She died. She passed on. She didn't make it. But I made it for some reason.
Amen.
Now I did not have a nickel or a penny to my name. Tonight I'll board an old midnight train, or I'll sleep out in the rain. The life that I've been living is driving me insane. Another drink and I'll be fine. It helps to ease my pain. When an old man said to me, said, "Son, I've watched you for so long, I've come to set you free." So I laid down got to count the cost. 'Cause I did not have not a nickel or a penny to my name. But Jesus Christ, He took me in, and He loves me just the same. The life that I was living, it was driving me insane. But I took a drink from that stream, and I've never been the same. Yeah, I took a drink from God's stream, and I've never been the same. Never been the same, never been the same. He said, Bruce, I'll take you higher than you've ever been if you'll lay down that bottle. And I said, I gotta trust Him, I gotta do something. I'm heading down the wrong road. Just said, I see you come back up here again, I'm gonna send you somewhere you don't want to go. And I've already been in there with all the guys going to prison. I was in there with them all the time. They was throwing fire down on us and just carrying on. Everybody was just insane. And I was in there with them boys, and we was all headed to prison, but somehow He picked me out, and He said that I don't have to go.
Yes.
And I didn't
That's
have
right.
to go.
Amen. Hallelujah. That's right. Bless Him, Lord.
And I'm going to get to see Him for myself. I'm going to say, you don't have to go.
That's right.
I shall see Him for myself someday. When He calls, I'm going far, far away. They said it's a city of light where there'll be no more night. I shall see Him for myself someday. Now old Stephen saw Him there at God's right hand. And upon this solid rock I'm gonna stand. He turned water into wine, forgave sins both yours and mine. And we'll see Him for ourselves some sweet day. We'll get to see Him, and it ain't gonna be long. We turn on the TV and we see Israel fighting, and God ain't gonna let that country be destroyed. He said, I'll fight for them. I'll come and I'll fight for them. I'll push them back. And I'll tell you what, He's coming. And He's going to push back those old armies of darkness and just destroy them with the words of His mouth. We're going to see a great God. I've never seen a God before in my life. I can't wait till I hear Him say, well done. Enter into all of us who's overcome. Raise up your hand if you've been covered by the blood, surrounded by His love. Then you're going to get to see Him for yourselves some sweet day. Yes, we'll see Him for ourselves someday. If you couldn't raise your hand, you can raise your hand after, when the preacher gives the altar call.